Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching now live the final of the ISBT Masters 2014. This 2013, by the way. It's 7 games, 8 players, round robin, and we're just started with game 1. The players for the men are Ron Oldfield, Carlo Gorlick, Frank Stender, Hamel Wimmer, Jorgen Preuss, Alan Jenkins, Lowell Ellis and Mo Singleton. And for the ladies it is Martina Beckel, Gisela Inzinger, Yvette Murat, Alessandra Mora, Ilsa Diekhoff, Rod Stender, Mariana Pelt and Maria Grazia Lapatelli. Those are the 8 women who are gonna compete for the win. At the moment Marco is here, so we got some slow-mos from the gents and I can completely focus on the commentary and the scores. So we will see what we will get. For each win you get 30 pins and 30 pins for a win and 15 points for a tie, so bonus points. So if you win with 220, your score will be 250. Moment we're looking at the ladies on lanes 9 and on lanes 11 and 12, and Yvette Murat is starting with a double against Alessandro Mora with a 9 square strike and throwing an 8 now. The other matches from the ladies are Martina Beckel versus Gisela Inzinger on lanes 9 and 10. On lanes 13 and 14 is Rod Stender versus Ushi Diekhoff. And on the lanes 15 and 16 it's Mariana Peltz versus Maria Grazia Lapatelli. Matches by the men are Ron Oldfield on lane 1 versus Carlo Gorlick on lane 2. On lanes 3 and 4 are Frank Stender versus Hamel Wimmer. And lane 5 is Jorgen Preuss versus Alan Jenkins on lane 6. And on lane 7 is Lowell Ellis versus Mo Singleton. And Mo Singleton started with 9 spare strike, 9 spare. He has a lead of 9 pins now after 3 frames. And I see Yvette started with has 3 strikes now. Let's see if she can make 4. No, it is in 7 count. And on lane 1, Carlo Gorlick started with 3 in a row. He's waiting for 1 to finish his frame. 1 has a 7 count. He started with a split strike, 9 spare, 7. Let's see if he can make the spare. On left hand side of your screen. Ooh, an open frame. And he fits spares. Let's see what Carlo is gonna do. Looks good. And strike. So 4 in a row for Carlo. And Wimmer started with 2 strikes, 9 spare. He's gonna start his 4th frame now. And Frank Stander, the oldest player by the man, started with 9 spare, 8 spare, 9 spare strike. Frank is 84. I hope if I reach that age I still can bowl, so let's see. And Mo extended his lead to 10 pins if Lowell spares. Let's see the other matches by the ladies. Martina O started with 2 open frames, but she has now 4 strikes in a row. And Gisela started with 9. And an open frame, double strike, 9 spare, double strike now. So that's an interesting match. There's a lead for Gisela with 16 pins now. And Martina throws another split. The third one in this game. 5, 6, 10. And Carlo just got a 10 pin. So his trigger strikes and spare. And Mo doubles. He said that just got a 3 pin, 9 count, so Martina spares the split. At this moment, Mo Singleton has a lead of 12 pins, and Lo Alice is gonna spare 2 pin. But Mo, his lead is now 11, but he has a double versus a spare from Lo, so he's gonna extend his lead now, hopefully. And the ladies, interesting matches. Alessandro Mora versus Yvette Merritt. There's a lead of 26 pins for Yvette. And the match between Gisela and Martina is close. There's a difference from 22. Spare for Martina. And let's see if Mo can spare his step in. And he does. And Gisela misses her spare at 4-7. So an open frame in frame 8 for Gisela. And a spare for Martina. So that's very interesting at the moment. Some spares for 150 in frame 8. And Yvette throws an open frame 2 in frame 8, so that's going to be interesting. And Martina closed the gap to 6 pins now with a strike. If he's having a spares for 5 pin. And she does, spares it. And no spares is 3 pin, so keep it dated. Martina throws a double, and Gisela gets an. Gisela throws an 8 in frame 10 after her spare. She still got a small lead from 2 pins. I think she's gonna load it. Throws a 9. And I've got a lead. The maximum score for Gisela is 212. Martina has won this game with 217. If she spares it, 217. Let's have a look at Mo and Lul. Mo has lead of 23 pins with an overframe in 9, but Lul has an overframe 2. So that's a problem. And Carlo is going to throw a 279. No, he's not. He throws an 8, so that will be at 273, including his bonus. So
Man, Stu, I got to tell you, this new Sinister, we got the new cage core, hybrid reactive cover stock. Dude, this ball just gets after it. And I know you were pretty excited after watching you throw some shots today. Whew. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I threw the first one and then needed to take a large step to the left. This ball is definitely going to give you something different in the HP4 line. I think it's the most versatile ball yet. The hybrid cover stock is definitely gets down the lane a bit better than the Hypercell. And wow, sideways down the lane.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, having that core and that cover combination, and as you said, as you kept moving, and there's a lot of times when we get these asymmetric cores that, man, you kind of reach that kind of tipping point, but dude, you just kept chasing after it, and it kept coming back around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, we got pretty far left, and it was still making the move really nicely, so I think it'll give you definitely a more versatile piece that you can use on a few more different angles and conditions.
When you think HP4, I want you to think one thing: dynamic. And that's exactly what we deliver with the new cage core. Dynamics like you've never seen. This ball is off the charts, and as you saw Stu today, man, from a variety of angles, variety of shapes, and tilts off his hand, this ball just gets after it. So I want you to go out, get you one of these, and remember, rotor grip means own it.
we're back. So Carlo won his first game, Mo won his first game, and Frank Stender won his first game. The other match, Spider-Man, Alan Jenkins versus Jürgen Boyce is still close. There's a difference of 7. So if Alan throws 8 or more, he wins. And otherwise, and if Jürgen Boyce strikes scores. And Alan has won the game. Mo is happy he won a game. Yesterday he played good, but didn't win. But he won his first game. We have a slow-mo of Herman Wimmer. We're waiting for score updates. We're gonna do it as fast as they can. If we get them, you will hear it. Now let's go look. We won the first game. Maria has won her first game. Ushi has won her first game. Maria Becker won her first game. And Yvette won his first game. Yeah, that's true. He takes over the late if he plays 60 pins more in every game. Yeah, it's true. It's unbelievable. But one is still in the lead now, I think. 14-11 versus 14-55, so. Jenkins. On lanes 3 and 4. Bill Ellis versus Jürgen Boyce. Lane 5 and 6. Herman Wimmer versus Carlo Bordig. Lanes 7 and 8. Frank Stender versus Ron Oldfield. Lanes 9 and 10. Stender versus Maria Gatti. Lanes 11 and 12 versus Mariana Dubs. Lanes 13 and 14, Sandro Maro versus Giselle Insinger. And lane 15 and 16. We have Yvette versus Maria. These are the 16 matches at the moment. And Maria Bells started with 3 in a row. Started with 3 in a row. That starts with spares but a strike. That's 4-7, so just in right hands. And Brooklyn for 1, 10 is resolved. Let's see a slow. Slow motion of that shot. Brooklyn and then pin. See that the scores are laid down at the lanes, so we will get them very shortly at the moment. And there is the score update. At the man is Ricardo Gorlick in the lead at the moment with 14:35. Van Oldfield is in the second place with 14:32. In third place at the moment is Frank Stender with 14:03. And at the women's there is Martina Becker in first place, 8.79. In second place Yvette Murat with 8.39 and Giselle Insinger 8.35 on place 3. So there are no 6 games to go, so everything can change. So let's see and wait and hope on some really great matches. See a close-up shot from Carlo, and this is a strike. Nice shot, by the way. Right in front of us is Frank versus Ron. And Ron has a 1-pin lead. And he throws a strike down. So let's see what Frank is gonna do. And Frank matches that strike. And on Wimmer, who claim and a 6-pin. Here we're gonna go see Ron Oldfield in action. With a close-up. And see what he does. Looks good, looks good, looks good. And a little bit high 4-pin. Let's see the slow motion of Ron. There we go. Boom. 4-pin. And Ron spares his 4-pin and Frank has a 5-pin, so Ron keeps his 1-pin lead if Frank spares. And Frank misses his 5-pin. At the moment is Jürgen Voigt at a double, and he has and Lowell has a lead of 8 pins now, but he has a 5-7 split versus a double of Jürgen. Let's see an overview of the ladies. And we're back. But the most interesting match is right in front of me. Frank Stander versus Ron Oldfield. Frank opens in 7 with a strike in 8. And Ron gets a 10-pin in frame 8 and he spares. So has a lead of 12 pins. That's really interesting. So we will and a lucky strike from Frank. Let's see what Ron is gonna do. Here we go. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Oh, and it's 7-10 split. Here we see Herman Wimmer with a strike. Alright, you saw the 7-10 split of Ron. And here we see the slow-mo of Herman Wimmer for his strike. And a really late 7-pin. And with that strike he closed in on Carlo Gorlich. He throws a double now in frame 7 and 8. That 7-10 split from Ron cost the lead in the game. because Frank is on a double now in frame 8 and 9, and Ron has an open frame and now a 7 count in frame 10. On the other side, Frank Standard throws the turkey, so he took the lead in that match. 14 pins. Here's slow-mo of the strike for Frank. And let's see if Frank can get a sort of high game and a really high hit, but it carried the 4-7. Are there any other close matches at the moment? The ladies are finished. Yeah. Woodstander wins from Maria Grazia. Frank Stander wins from Ron Oldfield. On lanes 3 and 4 the difference is 28 pins in advantage of Jürgen Boards. Frank Stander finishes with a strike for 2:35 versus 2:03 from Ron Oldfield. Herman Wimmer injured? I have really no idea. Why do you ask? Oh, looks like. Okay. The women are starting with their third match. We have Ushi Dikov versus Alessandra Mora, Maria Grazia versus Martina Becker, Marianne Peltz versus Yvette Laat, and Giselle Insinger versus Woodstander. And for the wife of Mo won his second match. Yeah, it's not looking really smooth. Yeah. I think he has an injury or something. The matches at the man. Match number 3 goes with Carlo Guardic versus Alan Jenkins. Look, Alice versus Frank Stander. Ron Oldfield versus Mo Singleton. Hammond Wimmer versus Jürgen Poit. So some interesting matches. Carlo Guardic versus Alan Jenkins. It's going to be interesting because as we can see at the moment, Carlo Guardic is the number 1. Frank Stander is in the number 2 position, and Ron Oldfield is in 3rd. And with the ladies, check that. have the results now. By the women, it's Yvette Rat in the lead with 11:09. Second place is Martina Beckel with 1065. And third place is Chandra with 985. Fourth place is Marina Pelt with the same score, 985. Fifth place is Ushi Dikov with 981. Sixth place Gisela Insing, 978. Seventh place Woodstander, 930. And last place Maria Graziella Locatelli, 922. And by the men, it's Carlo Gorlick in the first place, 1682. Second place Frank Stempel, 1668. Third place Von Oldfield, 1635. Fourth place Anna Jenkins, 1574. Fifth place Jorgen Torres, 1552. Sixth place Herman Wimmer, 1529. Seventh place Mo Singleton, 1507. And eighth place is Paul Ellis, 1503. So that's the Red Rider man. Let's see what we have now. Carlo Gorlick throws a strike, split another strike. And Ron Oldfield starts with 3 spares and 2 strikes now. He goes for his third. And Jenkins strike 9 spare, 7 spare, 9 spare. Herman Wimmer start with 3 strikes, 9 spare. He goes for his 5th frame now. Let's see what we have now. Martina started with strike, spare, spare, double strike, spare, and another 2 strikes. As you go for the third, that you get it. Yeah, she got a turkey now. He has a 62 pin lead. So that's why it's pocket. On the lanes 9 and 10. We have Alessandro Moro versus Dikhoff. There's a 10. There's a lead for Ushi. There's a small lead. Alessandro spares. the match between Ron Oldfield and Mo Singleton is not over yet. One has strikes 7 and 8, but Mo has a 4-bagger in lanes 7, in frame 6, 7, 8 and 9. And one gets a strike 2. One has a lead of 70 pins, 17, that's not much. The first two lanes we have Herman versus Johan Kreutz, and Herman has a lead of 70 or 80 pins. It's not very clear at the moment for me. Oldfield has a 7 pin and Mo has a 9 spare too, so I will not change anything, so one has won that match. Chandra has an open in frame 9 and Ushi has a spare, so they both have a 9 count in frame 10. Chandra spares. Between Frank Stander and Flo Ellis is an advantage for Frank from 21 pins. In the match between Alan Jenkins and Carlo Gorley, there's an advantage for Alan with 23 pins, and Carlo was a strike. What Alan does, and match that's that strike, so that's okay. He keeps the lead of 19 pins. And Frank Stander closes strike, throws an 8 count from Lowell, so he will expand his lead. To 23 pins. And there's a 9 count for Carlo. 10 pin. Let's see what Alan Alan does. And he throws a 9-2, but a 9-pin, no booklet. Let's see if Carlo makes a spare. He does. Spares, so there's nothing changed. And Frank Stander claims a match. That is spare. Meanwhile, the ladies are starting with their fourth match. Yeah. We have Yvette Murat versus Ruud Stander, Marianne Peltz versus Giselle Insinger, Marina Beckel versus Ushi Diekerhoff, Maria Grazia Locatelli versus Alessandra Mora. Match between Jenkins and Carlo Guardi. And then Jenkins 1 strike in frame 10 versus 2 strikes now. If Allen shoots a strike right now, he shut out Carlo. If he throws a strike, and he does so. Allen has the match. It's won. So the first loss for Carlo today in round robin. The only player who still is unbeaten is Frank, the oldest player in the final by the man. Martina Beckel starts with 2 strikes versus a strike and an open frame for Pushy. Stander and Yvette Murat start with an open frame. Beckel 7th pin. And we will be back soon. See you in a minute.
Stu, what can I say about the new Asteria? It's the newest member of the HP3 line. We've had a lot of success, and man, we've got a new part, and it does something totally different. And you look pretty excited about it. I'm just saying, you're in an ear to ear, so we must have done something right here.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, that ball with the shiny cover definitely gives me a lot more options. I can play straight with it, and then once the lanes start to break down, I can move left and curve it as much as I want to.
Yeah, and you touched upon that. It's really good to the coming up with a shiny solid. That's something we haven't had in a long time. And again, with a variety, with a new core, man, we've got a lot of things going. And like I said, I'm guessing you're going to have probably 2 to 4 to, knowing you, maybe 6 of this ball in your bag.
Yeah, I definitely have a few. It's been a while since we've had a shiny solid. I think the whole world was like me, and they were in love with the Nomad solid. So hopefully they can see some more success with this one.
Stu, man, I got to tell you, given the success you've had using the Disturbed, and a lot of times, I know just working with you a little bit on tour, you had a couple of them with some shine on them. Now we've got a brand new part. It's a solid cover stock, comes factory shined. Man, you got to be excited about this one.
Yeah, the new weight block in the Hysteria with the higher RG and the higher diff should give me something that's a lot more off the back end than the Disturbed. So I'll probably start blocks using the Disturbed, and once that starts to get a little bit lazy down lane and I need to move left, rather than using the shiny Disturbed and trying to trick it, I can just move straight into this new Hysteria and watch that baby peel off the back.
Yeah, and I think you made a good point there instead of trying to trick it, and I think that's one of the things we have to focus on with the lower RG core of like the Disturbed. Now we've got variety. We've made a higher RG core to help give you that length down the lane, and like you said, get popping. Man, some of the shots you threw today, you were able to get in and really get it come around the corner.
Yeah, definitely, and it also gives you that smoother motion as opposed to some of the other pieces that, you know, when you start to see them come off the spot a little bit too hard, this is a little bit more continuous.
What can I say? The masses have spoken, and we had to deliver. HP3, we needed a part that got down the lane and give you a little bit more kick and change direction, and that's exactly what we did with this new Hysteria. If you don't have one of these in the bag, you're missing out. And remember, with Rotor Grip, we help you own it.
And we're back. Let's see the matches on the men's side. We have Mo Singleton versus Amon Wimmer. Jorgen Voigt versus Ron Oldfield. Carla Gorley versus Lowell Ellis. And Frank Stender versus Alan Jenkins. We are waiting for the scores now, because the scores are, the women are a half game in front of the men, so they have to wait until they can give a score update. And if you love to watch bowling, the next couple of weeks there will be the World Championships for the youth in Hong Kong. They will be done by Lucas Wiseman from Bowl TV, and they will stream the whole championships from the first rounds to the finals on YouTube. Just search for Bowl TV and you will find his channel. There will be the best youth bowlers in the world in Hong Kong. And I see the scores coming, so thank you. The number one place is Ron Oldfield by the men with a score of 19-13. Frank Stendler is in second with 18.98. Third is now Carla Gorley with 18.91. Fourth, Alan Jenkins, 18.22. Fifth, Hammer Wimmer, 18.16. Sixth place, Mo Singleton, 17.36. Jorgen Voigt, 7th, 17.18. Lowell Ellis is in last place, 16.78. And with the women, there is Martina Beckel in first place with 13.22. Yvette Murat, 12.79. Giselle Insinger is in third place, 12.01. Marina Peltz, fourth, 11.99. Ushi Dikhoff, 11.90 in fifth place. Alessandro Mora 11:38 in 6th. 7th place Woodstender 11:05, and Maria Grazia Locatelli 1076, 8th and even last place. So that's the standing after 3 games. We are gonna watch some scores now. Martina Beckel started with 2 strikes, 3 spares, now 3 strikes. She has a lead of 64 with 1 frame ahead. The match between Gisela Insinger and Marielle Pelt is a really close match. As for Marianne, an advantage of 4 pins. The match in front of us, Emma Wimmer versus Mo Singleton. Mo has a disadvantage of a disadvantage of 4 pins. He shoots at 7 pin now. He starts with 9 spare, 8 spare, 8 spare, and now a 9 count. And when Oldfield throws a double, and Mo spares his 7 pin. Let's see what Herman Wimmer is gonna do. If you have any questions or want to know something, just put it in the chat. We will gonna try to find the answer. Let's see, Hammer. And a Brooklyn strike. Oh. He has a lead of 5 pins at the moment. Yeah. The match between Juan and Jürgen there was a lead of 21 for Jürgen, but Juan throws the big 4, 4, 6, 7, 10. Hamill can't find any strikes at the moment. So after his devastating split in frame number 7, Ron Oldfield throws a double. And let's see what his opponent is gonna do. Jurgen, ooh, a flat 10. So the difference is now 34 pins. And with a double, it's a really small lead. And no throws the 4-2-7 split right in front of us, and he has still not struck in this game. And it's slow-mo. He's very lucky that pin fell away, and he opens. Oh, that's not okay. Now let's see Ron, what he is gonna do. Let's see. After the head pin. Oh. A 6 count. And Hammond versus strike. And here's the slow-mo of Ron. You can see it's a little bit to the outside. Doesn't big up. And goes right behind the head pin. And he has lost that game. And Mo finally gets a strike. Finally. But he had a 29 disadvantage on Hammond Wimmer with a strike versus open frame. Let's see, what does Hammond? And Hammond gets a late 10, so a double for him. And Carlo won his 4th match, so it's 3 out of 4. Mo, throw double. Come on, you can do it. Ooh, and 4-7. So, Hammond Wimmer is going to win this match.
Hi, I'm Steve Clemkin, Storm's Technical Director, and we're here to present to you the brand new Optimus. As you know, Storm's committed to outstanding research and development And you'll see here a couple of key components that are like no other. R2X Pro Reactive Cover Stock, we've used this before. It's a very strong, aggressive, proven cover stock that glides very easily through the heads and creates a very strong transition at the break point. But what's brand new is our Tri-Sphere core. There's nothing like it. You'll see a lot of development that comes out of this building here in Brigham City, a lot of cool development. In this shape, you're going to see a different motion on the lane that you haven't seen before. It has a lot more motion in the mid lane, and it complements the Marvel Pearl very nicely. You're going to see this shape, you're going to see a lot of tumbling, a lot of motion, a lot of action in the middle of that bowling ball that creates a lot of that strong motion and tip at the break point, and you'll still see that strong continuation through the back end and through the pins that you've come to love from Storm. As you're watching the Optimus go down the lane, notice that ball create that strong mid-lane reaction. You can actually see that weight block in there creating a lot of energy throughout that 20 to 40 foot part of the lane. And when you talk to the professional bowlers, they'll come back to the same thing. They'll tell you the mid lane is where ball motion is really created. And that's what this new Tri-Sphere core does. And many of you have probably thrown as well the Marvel Pearl and the IQ Tour Fusion. These have been tremendous, tremendous bowling balls in our line. And the Optimus is going to be just as good, but in a different way. The Optimus creates more roll in the mid lane, picks up and gives that mid lane read just a little bit stronger and earlier, but still continues down lane. Still gives you that good back end reaction that you've come to love from Storm. As you're watching the ball go through the pocket, notice how low it keeps the pins. That's the other thing. When you're looking at optimum pin carry, you're looking at the pins that are going to be able to knock around the other pins that are still on the deck the best. And the ones that are in the air are going to fly right over them or in front of them. You want to keep the pins low and you want to keep them on the deck, and the Optimus does that. Now make sure you get to your local Storm VIP Pro Shop soon. It is going to be available on July 1st, so you want to make sure you get your reservation in early because, again, the demand is very, very high. And thanks again for all your support. We really do appreciate it. And remember to always bowl up a storm.
Stu, so I have to ask you, you got to throw the new Outcry, which is in the HP2 line. What do you think of it?
Well, the factory finish 4000 definitely makes it a smoother transition down the lane than the Uproar, so it certainly gives you a lot more options.
Yeah, I mean, that was the idea of building a new piece that is going to fit between the Rumble and Uproar. We've had really good success with those. The HP2 line, performance for the money, man, it's tough to beat. And, obviously you guys on tour have really made those balls look really good. So you have to think that this ball is going to be in play, maybe, possibly?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it gives you an option towards the end of the blocks when the lanes start to get a bit beaten up.
Given the success of the Rumble and the Uproar before it, you got to be excited about this new Outcry. It blends the best of both worlds. It's a hybrid cover, so it takes part of the Pearl and part of the Solid, mixes them together, and we cover that with 4,000 grit pad. And as you can see, it's not as early as a Rumble, but it's not as long as the Uproar. It gives you that good transition, and for Stu, as you see here from the various angles, it allows him to play a little bit more direct and just kind of control the back end. So again, the marriage of both worlds. So there you have it, the new Outcry, HP2. What can I say? Performance and value. And this lineup of bowling balls between the Uproar, Rumble, Wrecker, and now the new Outcry, we've got your bases covered. And remember, Rotor Grip helps you own it.
Back. Let's see what we have in the men's side for the matches. We have Jürgen Preuss versus Carla Gorlich, Frank Stender versus Rod Singleton, Herman Wimmer versus Alan Jenkins, and Ron Oldfield versus Lo Ellis. And we're at the women's side. We have Martina Becker versus Marianne Peltz, Ruth Stender versus Alessandra Mora, Yvette Murat versus Maria Grazia Locatelli. And Gisela Insinger versus Ushitikov. I'm waiting for the results at the moment. Just hang on. They're really busy with it. So it will be here shortly. Just checking some scores. Carlo Quarry starts with 2 strikes. And there's number 3. No, Singleton starts with 2 strikes, 9 and a spare. Yvette Murat starts with 7-2, 2 strikes. And Frank Stender starts with 7. With a 7th count and then 1. And 8 spare and double strike. And no close and 10 pin. Frame 4. And with the ladies side, with Stender starts with 8 split. And then 3 strikes. And Sandra Mora 9 split, 9 spare, 8 spare, 2 strikes. So she's trailing with 30 pins. With Standard throws a 5 pin. have the score update after 4 games. In first place there's Frank Stender with 21.70. Second place is Carlo Guarli with 21.43 pins. Third place is Hammond Wimmer with 21.03. Fourth place is One Oldfield with 20.93. Fifth place Alan Jenkins 20.19. Sixth place Jorgen Preuss 19.55. Mo Singleton in 7th with 19.20. And Lowell Ellis is in last place with 18.73. By the women it's Martina Beckel in first place with 15.80. She has a really large lead at the moment with 98, 100 and wait, she has a lead of 88 pins. And second place is Yvette Marat with 14.92. Third place is Marianne Peltz with 14.26. Fourth place is Kezile Inzinger 13.81. Fifth place Uschi Diekhoff 13.51. Gisela had 13.81 and Uschi Diekhoff 13.51. Maria Grazia Locatelli 13.08. Alessandra Mora 1300. And with Stender 12.64. So there are really some large difference at the moment. Let's see if we get any high gains at the moment. We have Alessandra Mora going well this game. We have Carlo Guarli. But that is normal for him, I think. We have a 12-pin lead for Frank Stender with Turkey versus Mo Singleton, who has one strike in frame 8. And we have a 1-pin lead still for Woodstander, but she has an open frame in 8 and Alessandro has a spare in 8. And Frank Stender throws a 4-bagger. At this moment Mo has no luck. He is playing 194, 169, 209, 164. Could be better, but has bad luck. And the match between Carlo and Jürgen is there is lead for Carlo Wood from 19 pins. And he throws a strike now. Let's see what Jürgen is gonna do. Let's see if he can match his strike. And Mo spares the 1, 2, 4, 10. Nice combination to spare. Let's see. This game went really quick. And Chandra has won his game. Let's see Hammer Wimmer versus Jenkins. He chops the 610. There's a equal. It's equal over there in frame 9, but no. Oh no. Hammond throws a 7, so there's a 14-pin lead now.
Man, Stu, I got to tell you, this new Sinister, we got the new cage core, hybrid reactive cover stock. Dude, this ball just gets after it. And I know you were pretty excited. I watched you throw some shots today. Whew. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I threw the first one and then needed to take a large step to the left. This ball is definitely going to give you something different in the HP4 line. I think it's the most versatile ball yet. The hybrid cover stock is definitely gets down the lane a bit better than the Hypercell. And wow, sideways down the lane.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, having that core and that cover combination, and as you said, as you kept moving, and there's a lot of times when we get these asymmetric cores that, man, you kind of reach that kind of tipping point. But dude, you just kept chasing after it, and it kept coming back around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, we got pretty far left, and it was still making the move really nicely. So I think it'll give you definitely a more versatile piece that you can use on a few more different angles and conditions.
When you think HP4, I want you to think one thing: dynamic. And that's exactly what we deliver with the new cage core. Dynamics like you've never seen. This ball is off the charts, and as you saw Stu today, man, from a variety of angles, variety of shapes, and tilts off his hand, this ball just gets after it. So I want you to go out, get you one of these, and remember, rotor grip means own it.
Wipeout is going to be a great choice for bowlers who are bowling on fresher oil, and also for those who are maybe looking for a little bit more hook but don't have the money to spend to go up to the higher price points. They're going to be able to play a little bit deeper in the oil and still create a lot of motion on the back end. People who are looking for a good value, a lot of bowling ball for the money, are going to love this bowling ball. One of the benefits of the solid cover is that it's very porous. So you're going to be able to get really good traction between the ball and the lane, even on a heavier oil condition. If you're looking for a great skid flip bowling ball for your arsenal, consider the Punch-Out. As you watch the ball motion, you'll notice a strong reaction from the break point to the pocket. That's because of the polished R2S Pearl reactive cover stock. You see, the Punch-Out actually utilizes the same cover stock that we have on the High Road Pearl. It creates a lot of traction and a lot of motion on the back end. The Punch-Out also utilizes the turbine core, which is very versatile. It's a symmetrical weight block that creates an ample amount of flare potential, and it helps you create more motion on the back end. The Punch-Out and the Wipeout. It's a great 1-2 punch.
And we're back. We have the matches on the men's side between Will Ellis, Alan Jenkins, and on lanes 7th and 8th. The match between Ham and Limmer on lane 5 and 6 and Ron Oldfield. We have Tom Singleton versus Jürgen Preuss. And Frank Stender and Carlo Brody on lanes 1 and 2. With the ladies, we have on lane 9 and 10 Gisela Insinger versus Yvette Muratz. On the lanes 11 and 12 we have Maria Grazia Locatelli versus Uschi Diekhoff. Lanes 13 and 14 Athena Beckel versus Alessandra Mora. And 15 and 16 we have Marianne Peltz versus Wilf Stender. We are waiting for the scores from game 5. So let's see if we have some really good starts this game. The match in front of us, Lou is starting with 8 spare, 9 spare strike. Alan is starting with 9 miss, 9 spare strike. And how is Mo doing? 7 split spare strike. That's nice. Versus 9 spare 6-2 from Jürgen, and he throws a split now. The big 4, no, the 4-6-7. As you can see, the standings in the bottom of the screen is after 4 games. Game number 5 is coming. too busy with that. And what do you guys think of the stream so far this whole week from last Thursday? The internet connection here is not that really well, so we had to lower the upstream. But how do you think it is now at the moment? It's good, could be better, or even worse. I have no idea. It's your call. The next tournament we will do is Chandra Open in September. Here in Nieuwegein. That's an ISBT tournament, so there will be a lot of great players from all over Europe. There are some speculations that Stu Williams will come, Tom Barrett, and Tim Mack. So if it's true, there are three great players. So let's see. We'll be doing the live stream for sure there, but from this whole week. Let's see when the tournament starts. The tournament starts on Sunday, 14th of September, and goes to the next Sunday, 21 September. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 series, and you can enter. There are lots of spots available at the moment, so get your entry now. It's a really great tournament, really great. And we have the update after 5 games. By the men, Frank Stanter is still in the lead with 24-44. Carla Gorley is in second place with 24-13. And Ron is getting back in third place with 23-53. Fourth place is Hammond Wimmer. He has 23-45. Fifth place, Alan Jenkins, 22.03. Sixth place, Jurgen Preuss, 21.44. Seventh place, Mo Singleton, 21.29. And last place, Lowell Ellis, 20.21. And by the women, we have Martina Beckel in the lead, still in the lead, with 17.64. Yvette Murat is second, 17.14. Third place, Marianne Pels, 16.71. Ushi Dikhoff is in fourth place, 15.92. Gisela Insinger is fifth with a score of 15.65. Alessandra Mora is in sixth place, 15.04. Lutz Stender is in seventh, 1500 exactly. And last place, Maria Grazia Locatelli, 1466. That is the standing at the moment. We will see if there's many changes. But with the man, it's almost sure who gonna first one or second. Frank Stender or Carlo Gorley is gonna win. For third place, there are 2 contenders, Ron Oldfield and Herman Wimmer. And by the women, it's going to be between Martina Beckel and Yvette Murat. And for the third place is already sure for Marina Pels. She has a 80 pin lead, oh, around 80 pins on the 4th place, and a 40 pin. He trails 40 pins on place number 2, so that's really big gap at the moment. So let's see. We have Carlo Gorley starting with a strike 9 spare and now a 5 bagger, and he goes for 6 in a row on lane 2. There he goes, and it will be a 7 count, an 8 count. Oops, sorry. And on lanes, on the lanes right in front of us, we have Flo Ellis starting with 8 and a 9 spare, then a 5 bagger, and a 7 split miss. And his opponent, Alan Jenkins, drills by 32 pins, but with a spare, so it could be 22 if he strikes on the 9th frame. The match between Herman Wimmer and Ron Oldfield. There's a 21 pin lead for Herman. The match between Mo Singleton and Jürgen Preuss. There is a lead of 28 pins for Jürgen Preuss. So come on, Mo, you can do this. Alan leaves an 8 count. And Lowell at a strike, so it's going to be interesting in the 10th frame. On the ladies' side, we have an interesting match between Dikhoff and Maria Grazia Locatelli. There is a 2-pin different lead for Maria at the moment, but she has the 310 split. And Ushnikov has a 5-pin, so, and Maria spares the split. On the other lanes, 9 and 10, we have Yvette Murat versus Gisela Insinger. Gisela Insinger started with a strike in the 10th frame, but has now the 5-10 split. And if he does convert it, really nice. But she lost the match because Yvette struck out. Ken struck out for 212 versus 198 of Gisela, and that means Yvette gonna win her 5th game out of 6. So let's see what Martina Beckel does. She is gonna win here, but with a low score of 173. So that means Yvette is not still trailing, but it's going to be really close because the difference was 50 pins. So it's now 10 pins for 1 game. That's going to be really close. And Yvette is going to lanes 15 and 16. And Martina Beckel is going to play on line 11 and 12, so I'm going to watch that. It's going to be really close, but really nice. And let's have a look at the men's. The match between Lowell and Allen is played. There is a 67 pin victory for low. That's really a lot. The match between Mo and Jurgen is played as well. Mo had a split in frame 9 and he is now trailing with 35 pins. Yeah. But the match between Herman Wimmer and Ron Oldfield is still not done. Ron has a spare in frame 9 and Herman is starting with his frame with a spare in 8. So let's see what Herman is gonna do. He throws a 10 pin. Ooh, this is gonna be really interesting because there is a 2-pin lead if Herman converts for 1. That's gonna be a really, really close match. Let's put another camera on it too. And Herman converts 10 pin. So there's a 2-pin lead for Ron Oldfield at the moment. Good old Ron. Played very, very well today. Really well. Let's see what Ron does. Ooh, 3-10 split. Now let's see if he can convert this split. Let's see what he's gonna do. Does he convert it? No, he missed. So if Herman throws 9, that's if Herman throws a strike, he wins. And it is a strike. So Herman wins this game from Ron. Now we're waiting for the score, so I'll be back in a minute.
Stu, what can I say about the new Hysteria? It's the newest member of the HP3 line. We've had a lot of success, and man, we've got a new part, and it does something totally different. And you look pretty excited about it. I'm just saying, you're grinning ear to ear, so we must have done something right here.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, that ball with the shiny cover definitely gives me a lot more options. I can play straight with it, and then once the lanes start to break down, I can move left and curve it as much as I want to.
Yeah, and you touched upon that. It's really good to the coming up with a shiny solid. That's something we haven't had in a long time. And again, with a variety, with the new core, man, we've got a lot of things going. And like I said, I'm guessing you're going to have probably 2 to 4 to, knowing you, maybe 6 of this ball in your bag.
Yeah, I definitely have a few. It's been a while since we've had a shiny solid. I think the whole world was like me, and they were in love with the Nomad solid. So hopefully they can see some more success with this one.
Stu, man, I got to tell you, given the success you've had using the Disturbed, and a lot of times, I know just working with you a little bit on tour, you had a couple of them with some shine on them. Now we've got a brand new part. It's a solid cover stock, comes factory shined. Man, you got to be excited about this one.
Yeah, the new weight block in the Hysteria with the higher RG and the higher diff should give me something that's a lot more off the back end than the Disturbed. So I'll probably start blocks using the Disturbed, and once that starts to get a little bit lazy down lane and I need to move left, rather than using the shiny Disturbed and trying to trick it, I can just move straight into this new Hysteria and watch that baby peel off the back.
Yeah, and I think you made a good point there instead of trying to trick it, and I think that's one of the things we have to focus on with the lower RG core of like the Disturbed. Now we've got variety. We've made a higher RG core to help give you that length down the lane, and like you said, get popping. Man, some of the shots you threw today, you were able to get in and really get it come around the corner.
Yeah, definitely, and it also gives you that smoother motion as opposed to some of the other pieces that, when you start to see them come off the spot a little bit too hard, this is a little bit more continuous.
What can I say? The masses have spoken, and we had to deliver. HP3, we needed a part that got down the lane and give you a little bit more kick and change direction, and that's exactly what we did with this new Hysteria. If you don't have one of these in the bag, you're missing out. And remember, with Rotor Grip, we help you own it.
Okay, we have the score update after 6 games at the moment. By the man, it's still Carlo Groli. It's now Carlo Groli in first place, 26.82. Second place, Frank Stender, 26.32. So 50 pins difference. And third place is Herman Wimmer with 25.96. Fourth place, Ron Oldfield, 25.56. Fifth place, Alan Jenkins with 23.90. Jurgen Boris is in 6th place, 23.70. Lowell Ellis is in 7th place, 23.05. And last place, it's Mo Singleton with 22.90. And by the women, it's Martina Beckel in 1st place with 19.67. Yvette Murat is in 2nd place with a 19.54. So there's a 13 pin difference. 3rd place is Marianne Peltz. She is on 19.08. 4th place is Ushi Dikov, 17.79. 5th place Gisela Insinger, 17.63. Maria Grazia Locatelli is in 6th, 16.88. 7th is Woodstander with 16.82. And last is Alessandro Mora with 16.73. So let's see how the women and the men gonna fight for the win. Especially the women, because there are 13 pin difference. So that's gonna be very interesting. Martina has strike in 9 against Woodstander, who has a 7 pin. And let's see if she's gonna spare it. If you spare it. She misses in frame 9, so let's see. So Martina leads with 6 pins with a strike, and Yvette is gonna win 2. So now is the score important? And match between Carlo Grölich and Mo Singleton is going to be a close one. Mo has a spare in frame 7 and Carlo is a double in frames 7 and 8. Let's see what Mo is going to do. He's going to strike, so there is a 15 pin lead for Mo at this moment. If he is gonna win this, it's gonna be a really important match, because the match between Jurgen Preuss and Frank Stender is a really close one too. Let's see what Carlo is gonna do. And he gets a really late 10 pin. No. Let's see. Let's see Mo. Let's see, what is Mo gonna do? He's gonna get a strike. So there's a double for Mo. So the difference is, but Carlo has the lead now with 5 pins. But this is gonna be a really close match. Really close. And the match between Ron Oldfield and Alan Jenkins. There is a 33 pin lead for one, but Alan Jenkins has a double in 8 and 9, and one has a 9 spare. And I think Yvette has 1, because Here, we will see. And the winner at the women is Yvette Murat. Second is Martina Beckel and third is Marianne Peltz. There is a difference of, let's see, there's a difference of 8 pins between Yvette Murat and Martina Beckel. That was really close. And in the match, and Carlo Guerlich has won the match if he keeps the ball in the lane and gets a count, because he throws a double and Mo is in 1 strike in the 10 and he is now on 10 pins, so he did win 1 match. And let's see what Frank is gonna do. Yeah, he's gonna win, I think. Yeah, it's gonna be close. But Carlo ends on 238 and has an advantage of 30 pins. That's done. Carlo has won. I thought the first prize for the man was 14.5, 14.50 in euros, I thought. The rest I have no idea. Carlo wins the Dutch Senior Open 2014 and the ISBT Masters in 2 days. So that's pretty good. And let's see. The match between Frank Stander, he has to throw 6 to claim. And he gets 8. So Frank Stander is second. The oldest guy at the Masters with an age of 84. So that's really great. Really nice. He wins with 3 pins from Jurgen Preuss. And Ron Oldfield wins from Alan Jenkins with 23 pins. And the last match by the gents is for Herman Wimmer. So I think Herman is third. Check that. We will calculate for you. So the top 3. Here it is. Carlo is 1, Frank is 2, and Herman is 3rd. So that means that Ron finished 4th. He did a good job at the Dutch Senior Open too. He finished 3rd yesterday, now 4th. It is really good. So
we're going to work out the figures and the scores, and
Thank you for watching today. It was a really long week for both of us. We're waiting for the prize fund now. After that, we're gonna close the stream and gonna clean up. And we see you at Chandra Open in September. See you.
Man, Stu, I got to tell you, this new Sinister, we got the new cage core, hybrid reactive cover stock. Dude, this ball just gets after it. And I know you were pretty excited. I watched you throw some shots today. Whew. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I threw the first one and then needed to take a large step to the left. This ball is definitely going to give you something different in the HP4 line. I think it's the most versatile ball yet. The hybrid cover stock is definitely gets down the lane a bit better than the Hypercell, and wow, sideways down the lane.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, having that core and that cover combination, and as you said, as you kept moving, and there's a lot of times when we get these asymmetric cores that, man, you kind of reach that kind of tipping point, but dude, you just kept chasing after it, and it kept coming back around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, we got pretty far left, and it was still making the move really nicely, so I think it'll give you definitely a more versatile piece that you can use on a few more different angles and conditions.
When you think HP4, I want you to think one thing: dynamic. And that's exactly what we deliver with the new cage core. Dynamics like you've never seen. This ball is off the charts, and as you saw Stu today, man, from a variety of angles, variety of shapes, and tilts off his hand, this ball just gets after it. So I want you to go out, get you one of these, and remember, rotor grip means own it. Man, Stu, I got to tell you, this new Sinister, we got the new cage core, hybrid reactive cover stock. Dude, this ball just gets after it. And I know you were pretty excited. I watched you throw some shots today. Whew. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I threw the first one and then needed to take a large step to the left. This ball is definitely going to give you something different in the HP4 line. I think it's the most versatile ball yet. The hybrid cover stock is definitely gets down the lane a bit better than the Hypercell, and wow, sideways down the lane.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, having that core and that cover combination, and as you said, as you kept moving, and there's a lot of times when we get these asymmetric cores that, man, you kind of reach that kind of tipping point, but dude, you just kept chasing after it, and it kept coming back around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, we got pretty far left, and it was still making the move really nicely, so I think it'll give you definitely a more versatile piece that you can use on a few more different angles and conditions.
When you think HP4, I want you to think one thing: dynamic. And that's exactly what we deliver with the new cage core. Dynamics like you've never seen. This ball is off the charts, and as you saw Stu today, man, from a variety of angles, variety of shapes, and tilts off his hand, this ball just gets after it. So I want you to go out, get you one of these, and remember, rotor grip means own it. Man, Stu, I got to tell you, this new Sinister, we got the new cage core, hybrid reactive cover stock. Dude, this ball just gets after it. And I know you were pretty excited. I watched you throw some shots today. Whew. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I threw the first one and then needed to take a large step to the left. This ball is definitely going to give you something different in the HP4 line. I think it's the most versatile ball yet. The hybrid cover stock is definitely gets down the lane a bit better than the Hypercell, and wow, sideways down the lane.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, having that core and that cover combination, and as you said, as you kept moving, and there's a lot of times when we get these asymmetric cores that, man, you kind of reach that kind of tipping point, but dude, you just kept chasing after it, and it kept coming back around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, we got pretty far left, and it was still making the move really nicely, so I think it'll give you definitely a more versatile piece that you can use on a few more different angles and conditions.
When you think HP4, I want you to think one thing: dynamic. And that's exactly what we deliver with the new cage core. Dynamics like you've never seen. This ball is off the charts, and as you saw Stu today, man, from a variety of angles, variety of shapes, and tilts off his hand, this ball just gets after it. So I want you to go out, get you one of these, and remember, rotor grip means own it.